What's up? What's up? It's what's the matter with me? I've been having technical difficulties. My audio has just been really a problem. I need engineers. I need a radio station. What's up? It's what's the matter with me? I'm John. I'm 46 years old. I have multiple sclerosis and trigeminal neuralgia. And I've survived. I'm living right here. I usually have a wheelchair. My wheelchair is broken right now, so it's like major stress. I've missed my son's wrestling season. I didn't see him wrestle one time, and I'm gonna miss the award banquet. Lame. I wanted to be there, see him wrestle, cheer for him. It's been stressing me out that I don't have my wheelchair. My family has vacation coming up in April, and I don't think I'm going to be able to go anywhere. I can't really go on vacation without my wheelchair. That's what helps me go somewhere. And so the idea of a jaunt without the wheelchair kind of pointless. I need a wheelchair to go somewhere, especially if I'm going to go on a voyage. The doctor is signing my prescription with an auto pen, and the insurance company's been rejecting it, and they've been going back and forth, and I've been trying to get them to pay attention because they've rejected it, the same thing, 4 times over, and it's been a month. And I'm like, hey, just sign it. And maybe that'll help. I don't know. The war is happening. I was asking AI about the way on the 28th I was talking to AI about the Malian dialogues, because I feel like the way our culture is talking about international relations, the Greenland whole thing, and now we're at war in Iran. That's the Malian dialogue from ancient Greece, from Thucydides' History of the Peloponnesian War, the idea that the strong do what they can and the weak suffer what they must. And that was the argument presented to the island of Milos, saying, hey, you need to pay us tax and become part of our Athenian empire. And they were like, that isn't right. And the response was, the strong do what they can, the weak suffer what they must. The Melian dialogue happens at the end of the Athenian empire. The empire grasps around. It starts denying its place at the table and denying the other people a place at the table. That's about compulsion. Dad took me to go see Born on the 4th of July, and then a man died in the theater. We got our tickets refunded. I said to Dad, please, can we leave? And he said, just promise me you won't join the military. And I was like, yes, let's go. A man died. It was the weekend. It was opening weekend, and you know how movies used to be. We were sitting in the side. There was no seat in the middle. We were in the 3rd row on the side, and the guy in the 1st or 2nd row died in the middle of the movie, and his date screamed, and the lights went on. A man was dead. We stopped the movie, and the police came, and they offered to refund tickets. And I was like, Dad, get me out of here. I think I was 10. It was just too much. War. All right, well, there's war. People shouldn't do war. Let me get some shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Max Level. Gotta give a big shout out to Max Level. He was feeling the last episode and commiserating about Hoppin hot sauce. Big shout out. The best shout out of his whole life going out to Max Level. Max Level. Get other people's perspective. Be cool with them. Respect them. Respect others. Get along with other people. I got some record reviews. Basic, almost record reviews. The new album from the local band, San Francisco band Magic Fig. Their new second album is Valerian Tea. Their self-titled came out in 2024. Their new record, Valerian Tea, it's been getting a lot of play on KFJC. My wife and I are like perked up when we hear it. It's kind of interesting. We're like, oh, what's this? And it keeps being Magic Fig. Off Valerian Tea, it sounds kind of like Stereolab sometimes, and like Ladytron, and like the French band Air. It's a local band. Where did they really come from? I asked AI, and it's like a super group. Let me see. Where did they really come from? So they came out of the SF scene. It's like a post-pandemic band. Muzzy Moskowitz from Almond Joy and Color Green. The keyboardist John Chaney from Healing Potpourri. And bassist Matthew Ferraro from the Umbrellas. They were interested in fuzz organ 60s, 70s prog. The drummer Taylor Griffin, Healing Potpourri, came on, and the vocalist Mellotron player Ina Showalter, kind of an Eastern European vibe. That reminds me kind of like Persephone's Bees. And another local SF band with an Eastern European vocalist. That would be a cool set to play together. Music recorded at Santos Studio in Oakland. The Oakland producer Joel Robino, that's their big producer guy. And I checked him out. And he was playing a live show with Wobbly at the Natural Batting Cage, which is a batting cage in San Francisco. So he played some show with Wobbly, who's like an experimental electronic musician. We used to check out Wobbly like 20 years ago. So Wobbly is at the batting cages with Joel Robino, the producer of Magic Fig. Kind of an interesting album. Recalls Stereolab Ladytron Air. It's a local band. Where did they really come from? Oakland, I guess. They're an SF people, but they record in Oakland. They're an SF people. I like the sound of it. Also, recently I picked up Wet Leg, another recent record purchase. Their second LP. This is all about second records today. Sophomore. Wet Leg Moisturizer LP. This record kind of soppy. That was a word. I had to look that up. What is soppy? Soppy. They said Wet Leg has turned kind of soppy. So it got good reviews. Pretty good reviews. It's a catchy record. The reviewers are like, it's kind of more emotionally vulnerable than their debut record. And I guess that it uses more profanity. I'm not sold on profanity. People here know I have a conflict. I like profanity and I don't like it sometimes. It uses some and it's not like really adding to it for me. But it's like soppy. So that means like emotionally vulnerable. Some reviewers felt the album had skip tracks, where certain ballads felt languid and cliche. Heavy reliance on ironic, quirky immaturity could be polarizing. I guess that's what I'm saying. We don't need the profanity, Wet Leg. It's not showing us anything. So, but another thing people were saying was it's like 90s music. So I was like thinking, and I looked up Marilyn Manson. It is not like Marilyn Manson. I looked up Jane's Addiction. It's not like Jane's Addiction. I looked up Garbage. It's not like Garbage. It's its own thing. It's catchy. It's kind of like party music. I think Wet Leg. I played it at a barbecue. And the model, she was like, "Oh yeah, I heard this at they were playing this at the fashion shoot or whatever." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." So it's kind of got a little, it's a little brain dead. It's not that deep, but I kind of like it. Wet Leg Moisturizer. I'm too old for that. I think not bad for a second album. I learned the word soppy. Another thing I'm too old for, I got John a CD. I was like, I'm going to get him a CD for Christmas. And I got him Getting Killed by Geese. And that's like, it reminds me of Radiohead. It reminds me of the Strokes. Does that mean it's a non-serious music? I don't know. Serious or not serious? I bought it for my son because I was like, you're getting that age. You need a cool record so someone can come over to your house and be like, "Oh, you have that? Cool." He's a teenager now. He's 12. He's going on 13. He's almost going to be a teenager. So he can have time. Getting Killed, Geese, the guy uses the kind of vibrato that's very constant. It's like not very, he doesn't like ease in and out of the vibrato. He sounds kind of like he sounds kind of like a goose. It's the time to move on. We're all old now. Geese is popular. I'm reading now. It's a book review. Okay, a lot of reviews, tertiary, almost reviews. Not very this, very that. Some here and there. I have been reading the book Your Name Here by Helen DeWitt. It's a book that's kind of like the movie adaptation by Charlie Kaufman. Like the cover of the book. The cover of the book is just text. And it says, "The book is on a table in the bookstore. Part of a 3-for-2 offer. You've also been meaning to read Seymour Hersh's Chain of Command. And this too is in the 3-for-2 deal. They've got Gravity's Rainbow by the notorious recluse Thomas Pynchon. Mao 2 by DeLillo. The Border Trilogy by McCarthy. The Catcher in the Rye by Salinger. Notorious Recluses to a Man. They've got The Loser, a novel about the notorious recluse Glenn Gould by the notorious misanthrope Thomas Bernhard. They've got Lottery Land by the notorious recluse misanthrope Zozanian. You feel surly and uncommunicative. You hate your fellow man. Reclusiveness and misanthropy could be the hair of the dog. They've also got Helen DeWitt and Ilya Gridnev's new book, Your Name Here. So that's the cover. Helen DeWitt and Ilya Gridnev and Your Name Here are in red. The rest of it is just type. So it's kind of a meta book. There's like a book inside the book. That Zozanian Lottery Land is like a fake book by a fake author that's inside this book. It's just like a book. She had gone through some mental illness. She'd been committed. There were suicide attempts. This is in Helen DeWitt's actual life, real life. And she had written this book, The Last Samurai, in 2003, and it was a big success. And she spent a long time trying to get this book published. It's kind of a little wild of a book. It like imagines a world in which the Moors, the Moorish Empire, stayed in Spain, and their headquarters was in Granada, and they settled the New World like Spain with Columbus. But the Moors settled the New World, and they speak Arabic in the New World, and it's like and then it kind of breaks into this other novel, Lottery Land, which is about a world where everyone gets lotto monitors, and they check their luck all the time, and people have bad or good luck, and some people lose everything and then kind of become outcasts from society. Really interesting book. A lot of it is like emails, takes the form of emails where they have like the header, and it's like from Popes on Ecstasy at hotmail.com, and it's like MSN. It has the like auto signature at the bottom, and you're just like, this is insane. And then there's like Arabic. Like I learned that words like mujahideen and jihad, that they share the consonants JHD, and they're like a lot of words share consonants to like kind of point them in meaning. It's really interesting. A lot of discussion about Arabic. It's a really good book, but written by just a lot of what it seems like despair, or you feel a lot of sympathy for this person whose livelihood is based on writing, who is writing something that's like unpublishable almost, but it's like written by a master. Reinvention and imagination, the level of imagination, like James Joyce making up words, and she's making up so much, where there's so much interior world that the author lets you into here. Your Name Here, check it out. Anyway, thanks for listening to What's the Matter with Me. Check the videos. Check the What's the Matter with Me podcast cartoons on YouTube. Check it out. I've been working on animating the mouth so it speaks like more like a human. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to What's the Matter with Me. Some book reviews and some anti-war stuff, and I believe in intentions, and so my intention is to I visualize world peace. And world peace, man. I'm that guy. I visualize all of it. Visualize world peace. Soldiers are kids. Let them live. Peace. Alright, What's the Matter with Me podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you next time. Might be like combing your hair, and I would hear that as a valid argument that you're making valid. Thank you for tuning in to the What's the Matter with Me podcast. Cartoon. The military appeal for war sounds serious, and the appeal for peace sounds naive, but it's not naive. So thanks for tuning in to the What's the Matter with Me podcast. We talked about war. We talked about the guy who died born on the 4th of July. Music reviews and a book review. So when's the last time you watched a cartoon guy in a wheelchair give a book review? Thanks for listening to just whatever this is. Thanks for tuning in. What's the Matter with Me podcast all day. Check you next time.